Welcome back to the Fives, everyone. This week, Kai and I are asking the question, is Sora 2 the future of animation?
Yeah, and we're going to feature some of the experiments and early work that we've seen come out of Sora 2 by some of our favorite creators, including Dale Williams, AI Tony Kitchen, Shane Willett, J1M, and the last one, I'll talk about something that I put together.
This just in, a special bonus creator we had to include. Does that mean we're called the Sixes this week?
I'm John Rogers.
And I'm Kai Turner.
Number one.
Our first film this week is coming from Canadian filmmaker Dale Williams. Dale, you might remember, is part of the directors group at Promise, and so developing some of the top-level AI potential commercial applications of filmmaking. Now this film, Skyraider, reminded me a lot of the classic Angelina Jolie movies, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, really a futuristic world of great flying ships with a steampunk aesthetic. What's different here is that Dale has really set this in an anime genre. I think it works extremely well. With Sora launching the first couple days, I think it took filmmakers to really kind of get their head around how to prompt and how to edit the pieces together to come up with storytelling. But we're really beginning to see some really great quality work, and Dale represents that here.
Yeah, Dale is definitely getting a hold of the tools and raising the bar here. And it's funny because I think a lot of, within the AI video space, creators seem to like two genres in particular. One is cyberpunk and the other is steampunk. So here he's exploring the steampunk genre. But yeah, I think as he notes in his post, this sort of quality wasn't possible, to do even a few weeks ago. So I think Sora is definitely pushing creators to be able to explore new worlds, as we're seeing Dale do.
Number two.
Mage's Quest.
Next up, we have Mage's Quest episodes 1 through 4 by AI Tony Kitchen, and this is a fantasy anime series mixing magic, vampires, and dungeon action. What we're seeing here is how the pieces are finally in place with AI video tools for someone to tell the story that they've been waiting to tell. And within each clip, you're not getting the sort of AI wonkiness that takes you out of it. Now, Sora is far from perfect, so you'll definitely notice the transitions between clips. But I admire the speed at which Tony is getting these out, not going for perfection. It reminds me of the dedication of a solo manga creator kind of banging out these issues in a rough form. And I see these as rough cuts, enabling Tony to get their story out.
It's definitely been a rough week for a lot of folks working in the traditional entertainment industry, and I think the launch of Sora, along with some other news, kind of pushed some buttons. And you could see a lot of criticism on the posts like what we see here with Mage's Quest and others. And I think what folks missed about this is the rapid pace at which someone like Tony here could spin up an idea around Mage's Quest, could put it together, put multiple episode shorts together, and really have something presentable if this were someone concepting a new show to take to a pitch meeting. It really reminds me of, say, Dragon's Lair, the video game from the early 1980s time frame. And imagine if someone had tried to reinvent or reimagine Dragon's Lair for a studio pitch meeting. This would have been an amazing part of that pitch process. And I really think we're going to see a lot more of use of this tool for those kinds of development purposes. And I think it works excellent for that.
Number three.
October 4th, Seoul. You can smell the sugar and steel in the air.
Our third film this week is coming from a US-based filmmaker named Shane Willett, posting under AI Carpool. And what's interesting here with this film is that this is a very different style than the other ones that we've seen. Definitely goes more of a kind of a claymation type aesthetic. And I really appreciate that it's very unique and visually distinctive here. Definitely stands apart and shows the breadth of the potential creative that can come from Sora.
Yeah, I think this one is notable for the style and character consistency, and Shane said it was kind of a proof of concept. I'm always mentioning the old MTV animation show Liquid Television, but this really takes me right back to there again. And it shows off the potential for new kinds of styles. This is sort of a cross between stop motion, claymation, and maybe a papercraft aesthetic. Next up, we have Pachi, Episode 1 by J1M. And I think it's great to watch this in Japanese as a non-Japanese speaker, because if you shared this with me even a month ago, I wouldn't have a clue that this is AI. I think it's a flawless proof of concept in that regard, and it's just fun to watch.
I agree. When I first saw this from J1M, I didn't even know it was AI, because the J1M has done a very good job at actually working around the Sora watermark that gets burned into every video. He's accomplished this by having a white background and some careful selective editing. So you would not really know that this was an AI film, and I think this is extremely well done and shows us what's going to be coming in the future.
Number 5. 5.
Born for the fight, heart of steel, hands of stone. Training through the night, he will face it all alone. Goro, ninja in training, the path of the blade. Goro, courage and honor, he won't be afraid.
Our fifth film this week is coming from some guy named Kai Gani. I don't know who that is. And it's entitled Goro, Ninja in Training. Kai, do you want to tell us a bit about what you did here?
This is really a concept that I was playing with early on in using the app. You know, I was doing the kind of fun, viral type content and clips at first, but I soon shifted over to wanting to do something more long form, and or just experiment with what it could do more long form. And I'd started out by getting this 3D animation style of just something I randomly prompted.
For a assassin, you're very loud.
I know.
Asking it to show me an animation of a clumsy ninja gorilla failing on a mission, and it did this fun little clip that was in 3D animation. And then when I tried to take that and extend it, it gave me a content violation. So it didn't seem to like that its own version of the 3D animated gorilla seemed to reminded of well, if you looked at it, it was sort of like the gorilla that my daughter was watching sing the other day, and it's the same gorilla. So I took that idea and I played with it and kind of made it into a different style. So I made it more reminiscent of the cartoon style that I grew up with in the 80s. And then I just have always done an experiment, or have wanted to see as these different tools come out, how far you can get if you just let the AI do its thing. So, you know, if you can imagine, this wasn't automated, but nearly automated, where I took the premise, I put that in Claude AI, and had it come up with a 3-act structure, and then had it come up with prompts and tweak the prompts so that they were working with Sora well. And then I fed that back into Sora, and I used a little trick where I took the first frame as the last frame of the previous clip, and I created a kind of character turnaround. So it gave it the character reference, because I'd done another test where if you just extend from the last frame, you'll get into a completely different style, and it'll completely drift from what you started from and forget characters if they're not in the picture of the last frame. So this was a way that I brought that consistency into it.
So Kai, will we be seeing more stories of Goro coming?
Goro was just a one and done kind of test, and but I definitely want to continue with long form animation, and you know, I'm inspired by the creators we've seen today. So I think I'll find something that's less of a random idea and put a little bit more effort into it. But I also want to play around with, you know, how if we could automate something and what I was doing by hand, sort of, if I could do an automation of that, how far that could go too.
Bonus.
The report you asked for. This is garbage!
We're breaking our normal rules this week and adding a 6th video, and this time it's coming from Jan Blom, a Dutch filmmaker who has a short anime called Deadly Dealmaking, Corporate Samurais. And this was a film that we were going to originally feature in the show, but we couldn't make some decisions, so we decided to add in a 6th film this week. And what we like here is the kind of 80s style aesthetic, but yet it has a bit more of an edgier, kind of bit more violence for certainly storytelling.
Yeah, in his post, Jan said that this idea had been in his head for a while, and that's what is great about Sora 2, is it's fast to get a pre-visualization of ideas. And it's more than just a single clip. So you can use it for a quick burst of inspiration, or you could create a full sequence like he's done here. And it's funny how he had to find a hack to get blood by calling it crimson liquid. That's one of the limitations of Sora. It's become really heavy-handed with its content restrictions. But I think Jan has done a great proof of concept for an idea he's held onto for a while, and I hope he has success in building it out to a full anime.
Thanks, that's it for this week. Please like and subscribe.
See you next time.